evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. Those criminal charges against the 6 Baltimore police officers gave added energy to pre-planned May Day rallies around America, including in Dallas tonight. There were a couple of instances where Dallas protesters tried to break away from their police escort, once trying to get up to I-35E. Again, in downtown Dallas, where someone was injured. This is a live look now. We're going to transition to Baltimore. Before the curfew went into effect an hour ago, police did use bullhorns to warn protesters to get off the streets. Baltimore police tweeted that a few protesters were arrested because they refused to leave when the curfew took effect in Baltimore. Back here in Dallas, Fox 4's Brandon Todd at Belo Garden in downtown Dallas, where many of the North Texas protesters gathered earlier today. Sean Rabb is at Crowley Courts. And Sean, let's begin with you.
And good evening to you, Clarice, and let's start with the latest. We were telling you at 9 o'clock how a small group, about 50 to 75 protesters, continued marching around downtown Dallas in literally a flotilla of cop cars, 20 to 30 squad cars, DPD cars, trying to follow them where they go and cut them off at the pass, so to speak, when they tried to get up on Interstate 35. Police did not want them to block traffic. Those protesters marched on into the West End. Let's take you to the video there. And as they were marching into the West End, squad cars escorting them there, they turned abruptly as they started walking in front of one of those squad cars, and a car hit. A Dallas Police Department squad car hit one of those who were marching tonight. That man was taken to Parkland Hospital by ambulance. We do not know the extent of his injuries at this hour. The leaders of today's various marches, they ended their night at the First United Methodist Church in downtown Dallas, where they had a training seminar. All of this a culmination to a day of May Day rallies all across the country, and in Dallas, people standing in solidarity with Baltimore.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Mothers against police brutality gathered on the steps of the Frank Crowley Courthouse. Signs raised, voices as well. Members of the Nation of Islam here also. And about a dozen open carry members showed up as well, saying they were in solidarity with the demonstrators. But this crowd said that the issues were different. They didn't really want them here, but there was no confrontation. The 100 or so who came to the courthouse marched up Main Street to Belo Park, where they merged with hundreds more immigration reformers and other groups, chanting Black Lives Matter, Latino Lives Matter, Si se puede, or Yes we can, before marching on to the church, all talking about what's happened in Baltimore, Dallas, and other places around the country.
Many people in the United States, especially in this generation at this time, are demanding an end to police brutality. And we know that it went from small voices in communities speaking to a very large awareness of what was happening to individuals and how we as a community are going to respond to that. And quite frankly, how we want to change the relationship between police and the communities that they work in.
And Christy Lara, one of about 350 tonight who gathered when the two groups came together. She is with Mothers Against Police Brutality. She says there has to be a new kind of police culture that comes out of these experiences if these kinds of events, these kinds of moments are going to change here in America. Everyone we spoke to elated, obviously, today at the charges against the police officers there in Baltimore, but they say they want to wait and see what happens with the rest of the justice system and if, in fact, there are indictments and convictions to come. Back to you, Clarice.
Sean, have you heard anything from Dallas police about crowd estimate tonight?
We have not gotten any official word from Dallas police. We placed the estimate somewhere between 300 and 400 when the two groups merged together. I would say there were about 100 people here at Frank Crowley Courthouse, twice that number probably those that marched to Belo Park from Dallas City Hall.
Comprehensive reporting, Sean. Thank you.